What up, guys? Jordan here on July 21st. I just want to say thank you for patiently waiting for me to upload another video to this YouTube channel. It's been about a week now since I've uploaded something, and the reason being is because I am in Montana currently dealing with some family stuff, so I won't be home for a couple of days. But I'm sitting here in my hotel room, and I just missed making videos. I missed talking to you guys, so I set aside some time to go through a bunch of articles with y'all and just give you my 2 cents on everything and say hi. So, hi, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so getting into the swing of things here, let's first talk about Q. Now, Q hasn't posted in 17 days now, their longest break yet, but we do have a few things to talk about in regards to QAnon. So, first couple of articles come from NBC News, both of them, and they're trying to do some discrediting of the movement. This first article titled, Apple and Google Cashed In on a Pizzagate Offshoot Conspiracy App. So this article comes out on the 16th, and they're writing about Q Drops, that app that a lot of people are still using. I don't use it anymore, but it basically just gives you all of Q's posts in an app, and you can download it. It'll notify you. It's pretty neat. But NBC News is using that app as a way to discredit everything, saying that, oh, hey, people are just trying to make a buck, and Amazon and Google still have this crazy conspiracy stuff up on their platforms. And then NBC News a couple days later on the 18th writes another QAnon article. This one says, do you like the fringe conspiracy theory QAnon? There's plenty of merch for sale on Amazon, saying that you get over 1,000 results when you search for QAnon on Amazon. So they're trying to utilize the fact that people are making things. They're making apps and merchandise and whatnot and selling them, and utilizing the fact that people are selling things to try to discredit the movement. But of course, these articles are filled with lies, filled with misinformation. And if you're familiar with this topic, it's very, very easy to see that. So understand what they're trying to do. And then a couple other things in regards to Q. So this was an interesting incident. Donald Trump was at the White House making addresses about Russia when the lights went out. The lights went out while he was at the White House. He even mentioned, was that the intelligence agencies that did that? It's pretty interesting what he said there. But if you remember, Q actually said, should the lights go out, please know we are in control. One of their very first posts. Very intriguing. Should the lights go out, know we are in full control. So was this little incident, the lights going out at the White House, something that they had planned for months, just waiting in their pocket as something to pull, for us to know that if Q were to go dark, not post for a while, for whatever reason, that this is something they could do to still communicate with us? Could very well be. And not only that, but we have Donald Trump and Putin who met. Of course, the mainstream media is having a shit show about it. I'm just laughing because I think these two individuals are just trolling the deep state. Well, they met, and Putin offered Donald Trump a soccer ball. Apparently, this soccer ball had a very fancy chip in it, some kind of technology, and this led a lot of people to speculating that Putin could have very well handed Donald Trump that ball with some kind of intelligence on that computer chip in the ball. Hey, sounds crazy, but does it really? Does it really? I wouldn't put it past anything that could be a potential right now. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say in regards to Q that I've seen over the last few days. Of course, again, I've been somewhat busy, so I haven't had the chance to research too in depth into any one thing, but just kind of giving you guys what I've seen in my 2 cents here. Next, let's go over a few very mysterious deaths over the past couple days. So yesterday, the heart doctor for former President George H.W. Bush, Papa Bush, was killed on his bicycle in a drive-by shooting. Now, first of all, I'm very surprised because apparently George H.W. Bush has a heart doctor. I didn't know he had a heart. But second of all, it's his heart doctor. I mean, how mysterious is this if he gets killed while on his bicycle in a drive-by shooting while he was in Houston, Texas? So instantly, many are going to think, well, what did this guy know? Was he suicided, assassinated in a particular way to prevent him from speaking about something? Or was this a message sent to the Bush family? Maybe it wasn't the cabal that offed him. Could have been something else, Or again, it could just be a coincidence with it all, but are there any coincidences anymore? So that's the first mysterious death to talk about. Second one is the Secret Service agent. So a Secret Service agent died after suffering a stroke while supporting President Donald Trump's trip to Scotland over the weekend. Now, this Secret Service agent was only 42 years old. Keep that in mind. He suffered a stroke at 42 years of age. Now, being a Secret Service agent, aren't you supposed to be in tip-top, tippy-top shape? I figure you would. So, again, it could be an honest stroke, but you have to question everything these days. And a lot of people are questioning this and thinking, well, maybe he could have been a food tester. I've seen some people throw that out there, that this guy could have been a food tester and he might have been poisoned, or, just his death is mysterious. We have to say that. I think we can conclude that it is. So prayers go out to him and his family. But again, another very peculiar death. So, hey, maybe George Bush's heart doctor was in response to the Secret Service agent. Who knows? Who knows? And then next piece of news, Disney fired Trump-hating James Gunn. James Gunn was the producer of Guardians of the Galaxy and a few other Hollywood movies. Well, a bunch of old tweets of his have surfaced over the last couple days. Big thanks to Mike Cernovich, mainly for blowing the whistle on these. But all of these weird, just pedophilic tweets, just really freaking weird. If you actually go in and start reading some of them, you'll see, and mainly they're from like 2009 to 2013, so they're 5 and older years old, but that is no excuse for these kind of tweets that come out for him to freaking say these things. We can go to Mike Cernovich's Twitter here and just look at the fact that not only is he talking about James Gunn, but a lot of other people. Michael Ian Black. I've seen Patton Oswalt, another Hollywood star who's having some old tweets surface. A lot of these skeletons are coming out of people's closets. The limelight's sure being shown on them. And yeah, here's Mike Cernovich. He's being attacked quite a bit over all of this. And I don't doubt that. No surprises there. But just look at all these really weird tweets, man. A lot of this stuff going on. And I've actually seen a lot of people say that there's going to be a huge push to normalize pedophilia and all of this weird stuff in the coming months. I think we've already seen a normalization operation in play, but I wouldn't doubt if it even increases because of all of this essentially pedophilia and child sex abuse information that is coming up to the surface. So be on the lookout for all of that normalization, especially by way of the symbology out there, especially with like pizza symbology. I've seen shirts in Target, for instance, that have a pizza slice and then like an all-seeing eye in the middle. So all of this symbolism is just being pushed into us. So then they can say, if the pizza stuff starts blowing up in the mainstream, all that pizza symbology has been around forever. It has nothing to do with pedophilia and, secret society, child sex abuse and whatnot. So you can see how the normalization can be used for plausible deniability, right? Not a good thing. Want to take a minute here and give a shout out to a sponsor of this YouTube channel, Noble Gold Investments. If you want to invest your money, your paper dollars that really aren't worth that much, into something that is worth a whole lot more, look at investing into gold and silver. They're going to give you a lot better long-term value on your investments. And Noble Gold is a fantastic American-based company out of Texas that will help you to invest your money into gold and silver. So go check them out. There'll be a link in the description below. And now a few more things to roll through. This one freaking a lot of people out, but just understand a couple things about this. So Robert Mueller is offering Tony Podesta immunity to testify against Paul Manafort. But here's the thing. It's not the normal immunity that a lot of people are thinking, like Tony Podesta is just going to get off scot-free. It's what's called use immunity. And it's basically for them to use Tony Podesta's testimony for evidence against other people, and whatever Tony Podesta says cannot be used against evidence for crimes on him. But that doesn't mean that evidence that other people say won't be used against him. Okay, so this is a very specific type of immunity that's being offered to Tony Podesta, and this in no way means that he will not end up behind bars. Next, Trump is inviting Putin to Washington this fall. So right after Trump and Putin met just a few days ago, I saw this being announced on the news that Trump was going to invite Putin to Washington this fall, and I just laughed. Of course, a lot of people that don't really know what's going on are freaking out, but I'm just laughing because, like I keep saying, Trump and Putin trolling the world, trolling the deep state. And wouldn't it be hilarious if Trump invited Putin to Washington this fall during that military parade day, like November 10th or 11th or whatever day is going to be? If Putin came to Washington on the day of that parade and they just sat there and waved, Trump and Putin just sat there and waved as all the deep state perps were paraded down Main Street there in Washington, D.C. That would be hilarious. I would actually love that. But hey, I think big things are being slated to occur later this year, and this is just more evidence. Trump just wanted to piss off the deep state corporate media by saying, yeah, now Putin's going to come see me, right? They don't even know what to do with themselves. It's pretty hilarious. Not only that, but Trump poised to take control of the Federal Reserve. So as you guys can see, this is why I wanted to do a video now, because there's just so much to roll through. Trump taking over the Federal Reserve. So the bullet points of this article: President Trump sharply criticized the Federal Reserve this week, saying that interest rate increases are hurting the economy. Trump will have the opportunity to fashion the central bank in the image he would like, as he has 4 vacancies to fill on the Board of Governors. Great freaking news, everybody, and I seriously hope this happens. Plus, something that just popped into my mind, if you remember, a month or two ago, there was that House resolution that was being run through the Congress about putting us back on a gold standard. I don't exactly know how that's going on, but if we have that House resolution being rolled through in whatever stage it is in right now, combined with the fact that Trump is going to start taking a little bit more control of the Federal Reserve, I mean, this is crucial. Reeling in the central banks, reeling in our bullshit money system, let's just call it what it is, our bullshit Babylonian money magic system, reeling that in and getting us on a much more free, much more stable, and let's just say conducive monetary system for the growth of us. Because, of course, what we have now is just BS. So this is very good news. And then last couple things I want to share with you guys. This one from True Pundit: FBI's National Security Branch Chief abruptly quits. Assistant Director is described as McCabe's right-hand man. So basically, we've got a guy quitting, very high-level official in the FBI quitting, and then another being said to be McCabe's right-hand man. So a lot more light being shown on the FBI. How can they claim that there's no deep state infiltration there? It's a null argument these days. So anyway, that's all I want to share with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again, following along, enjoying the work that I do, supporting it, and I'll be back in just a couple days. I'll be back home, and I'll be back doing a lot more content for you guys. So sit tight.